Hi, this is Lorraine with the Scrapbook Expo, and I'm here to share today's tip of the day. Do any of you share a love for mason jars? I kind of have a thing for mason jars, and I've discovered a way. I do love the vintage mason jars, but sometimes that's not always in my budget. So I've discovered a way that I can color my mason jars and for a very affordable price. And what you use is you simply use food coloring like you did back when you were coloring Easter eggs and a little bit of Mod Podge, excuse me. So what you're going to do is you start out with a plain clear mason jar, and then you're going to go ahead and take your Mod Podge, and you're going to put a little bit in a bowl. Now I usually put about an inch in, depending upon the size of your mason jars. If you're using a larger mason jar like this, I'd go ahead and put about a good inch in. You're probably going to have a little bit left over, but that's okay, because then what I did was I went and found a smaller jar so I can go ahead and use the extra that I already mixed up. So depending upon the intensity of the color, what you're going to do is you're going to put a few drops in. And then you're going to mix it up. Now I have this handy dandy spatula, but you can go ahead and use a skewer or whatever you have on hand. And then you're just going to go ahead and you're going to mix it up real good. And if you want a lighter look, then what you're going to do is you're just going to go ahead and put a little bit less food coloring and go ahead and keep adding until you get the consistency that you like. And then you're going to go ahead and you're probably going to have a little napkin there so you don't have a little mess. Now, if you're a little bit concerned, go ahead and get one of those real tight-fitting gloves so that you don't get your manicure all messed up. And then all you're simply going to do is you're going to take your mason jar, you're going to pour it in like that. Now you can do this two ways. You can use a brush, but I found if you use the brush, you kind of get some streaks. But if you're looking at a vintage mason jar, a lot of them do have some brush strokes in there. So then what you're going to do is you're just going to take, and you could even get the kids involved in this, and just have, you're going to kind of swirl it around, have a little plate underneath there, and then you're just going to keep swirling, and it's going to go down, and it takes a few minutes, but that's okay because we have time. And you want to get complete coverage, and you want to get it right up to that rim. But one thing that you have to be real careful about, I've noticed, is you don't want to get it on this part of the rim. But what I do at the end is I just take a wet paper towel and hold it like this, and then just wipe it with the paper towel like that so you have that rim real clear. And then you're going to keep swirling, and this is where you get the kids involved because they have a little bit more patience than moms sometimes, and they just love this, especially when they see the end result. So you're going to swirl and you're going to swirl, and you can see how it just covers, and then you kind of tip it down a little bit and just keep going, and you can see how you get that real nice consistency. Now this is the big tip. I like to share my mistakes as well as my successes. The first time that I did it, I went ahead and swirled it all around. I turned it upside down, and you're going to do this. Of course, yours is going to have complete coverage. And when you turn it over like that, all the excess is going to just come right out on your paper towel, or I would go ahead and use a paper plate. And then what you want to do is about an hour, so you go in, take care of your little bit of business, and then kind of turn it over like that. What this is going to do is going to give you a double coating, because if you look at this one, you see how it's a little bit lighter, a little bit more transparent. If you want that look, that's fine, but I kind of wanted the real bright, intense color. So I turned it over like that, and then about another hour I turned it over. So it's coating it once, and then it's going to go ahead and coat it on the other side. And this is what you're going to end up with. Now I do want to tell you, you don't want to drink out of these. Once you're using the Mod Podge and the food coloring, you don't want to use these for any beverages or anything. So these are strictly for decorative purposes, and what I do to them, being the extreme crafter that I am, is I use them for my tools, my pencils, my markers, my scissors, and it's just a great way to get a little mileage out of your mason jars if you share that love like I do. And there's your tip of the day.